Yes, the breach of
contract. Yeah, he's looking at the obligation.
Exactly. Looking at the statutory, and then you got the equity. He's talking about the statutory, but it's the equity side we talking about.
I get you on that Tobias is looking at it from the debtor standpoint. But before we even get to the debtor side, we have to now say, was that legally done correctly?
You know, I love me some Tobias.
I'm with you on that.
Was that legally done correctly? Yes, I entered into the contract, but let's go into the accounting record. Was the accounting record done correctly? Was the aspect of everything in the core of this contract done in an administrative correct level?
Now, I would agree that that's an argument that you can have from that perspective.
But what's that got to do with him, though? What the accounting got to do with you? What the accounting record that they're doing on their books got to do with you?
Because the accounting record, they're trying to say that I owe something before I even signed the contract. I was the one that financed the whole transaction through my credit that you ran under the SSA 89 form.
The ledger is being corrected. That's so. Yeah, they're not the ledger.
But also, hold on. All this is in your mortgage documents. Did you really read your mortgage documents?
Yes, that's why I'm telling you what I'm saying. Yes.
Right. So all these things that they're doing, that they're charging you with, it's already in your mortgage documents.
So what I'm saying is that's why you do an accounting record and you pull them in court. You say, I owe you this. I need to approve it. Was this administratively done correctly prior to me signing?
They're gonna refer back to the contract.
No, listen. I understand that. What I'm saying is you have to do an evidential hearing. An evidential hearing means lay out everything of what you're saying, how the transaction was ran, what was done in the transaction, what's done in the core of the contract. But you have to know the points and the elements to hit when you're doing the evidential hearing.
You know what? You can do this as a counterclaim in the lower court and bring it to what forensic is in Title 42, federal. You can do one or the other.
I was getting ready to say that. I got something. Hold on for one second. I got one for you. You can use that and you say that it was an unconscionable contract. There's a case law for it. Boom. And for anybody that needs to know, I have a book on the website on my stand store, and for case laws, if you need case laws to do any case court cases, it's available. Okay.
And y'all stupid talk about elder give the blood pressure. Y'all stupid.
Hey, I got one more thing for y'all. I got one more thing. If y'all ever look at y'all statement, if you ever look at your statement, at the bottom of your statement, it says, to the extent your original obligation was discharged or is subject to an automatic stay of bankruptcy under Title 11 of the United States Code, this correspondence is for compliance and informational purposes only and does not constitute an attempt to collect a debt or impose personal liability for such obligation.
That's right.
That's on the statement. So they already know this shit been discharged.
So I would go back to this. I'm glad you said that. So we was having this conversation about bankruptcy about an hour ago or 2 hours ago. Now, he read that off his statement of his mortgage. So, I'm going to say to you again, you could do this. If the courts get froggy, you could do a Chapter 7. But just put the property on there. If you don't know how to do the paperwork, I mean, we have people that can do the paperwork. I mean, but the aspect is, I mean, that's a total discharge or something that you could use that, go through a court process. But if the courts act like, oh, I don't know what's going on, I don't know what you're talking about, but you putting all this case law and they still take it out, move it into bankruptcy, do the Chapter 7, put only the house if you keep now in bankruptcy is this. When you do the bankruptcy, You gotta not show that you have a bunch of assets. They're trying to accumulate the assets to pay off for the quote unquote what they call the loan. So you want to keep your expenses, debt, income low. Once you get the discharge, once you get the order from the judge that is discharged, then move. Then if you got the trust, I mean, move it into the trust. Case closed. Then go back, sue them again for the bread. Good night.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, you know, I have a lot of experience dealing with these criminals. With these mortgage companies and stuff, you guys have to bring the Treasury Department in because that's the cash manager for that state, and that's what we've been doing. Because let me tell you what these people are doing. They're trying to retain your benefits without paying for it. So they already working a forfeiture against your estate. So they coming after you. Go after them. Hey, where's my money? That thing was an equity security.
Right,
plus, this is a right. Hold on, brother. I got you.
Okay.
But since this was a security, we hit them with the 16 CFR 433.2. Although it's not you can't really do that because you're not the United States or whatever. Because we have cases on that. But this is what I'm saying. They are not putting that into those security agreements that you are a holder, that, you know, you can bring any claims, defense against them. They're not putting that in there. So that really is unfair and deceptive in this place.
But you know why they're not putting that in there? They're not putting that in there because based under the contract, under the mortgage contract, you're moved from the grantor to the actual debtor. So you're listed on your mortgage as a tenant.
Right.
You read the mortgage contract, they're listed as a tenant. So the only way you can bring that claim against them like that is when that contract is terminated.
Right. So it's best that people just rescind their contract. That's why, like what the lady was saying earlier, and it ain't about if you white,
rescind
black,
the
Chinese,
contract and have the trust go after it.
Right, but this is what I'm trying to explain to people. It don't matter what color, race, ethnicity you are. You can get valuable information from people, man. Don't just shut your ears off and you like, oh, this person white. Or man, I learned a lot of stuff from different ethnicities, man. So take that into consideration. But the whole thing about a mortgage or anything that we're dealing with is the right to payment. Who funded the loan?
Right. Let's start there. Let's go. See, the easiest thing about this is finding where the money went. Let's not, before we get...
His community multiple times. Many people said every platform in the legal community that it's no money, right? They said. Right? So how are we tracking where the money went to? It ain't no money. It's nothing but debts.
Okay, but it's still credits.
That's debts.
Okay, I'm talking about the accounting record of how they put it on the accounting record.
Okay, so when you find that, right, what you gonna do?
So basically, you put that in the court as evidence, saying that the obligation. First of all, you show that there's no obligation remaining. If you show a zero balance on something, how can they press you for obligation to perform? You've already performed. The credit already done wiped it out already.
Yeah, but you signed a contract and said that.
Listen to my point. Yes, but it's a misrepresentation of the contract. It was unconscionable. It was an unconscionable contract.
Yes. If it was unconscionable, then why would you sign for it in the first place?
Because you don't know, you don't understand what you're signing. Because individual, when they say, and this is why I hate.
That's the whole point of TILA.
That's why I hate the call.
So you didn't know what you signed the contract.
You know what I'm saying? Do you think everybody reads a 500?
all these stuff?
Yes, sir. Can you fit it?
Yes. I get someone to give me a hand.
Hey, would you mind helping me load this man up real quick? Do you have enough space in here to get all of that?
Number 5.
Right here.
I only got these. These. And one project.
No, you don't. You have one of these.
No, this
You have 2 of these. Yes, sir. Yeah. He said try. He trying to tell me this ain't it, and now he didn't realize. You see, he didn't realize. If you can't fix it, I mean, if you can't fit it, cancel it.
No, I got it. No, I didn't see so much stuff, but I got it. No, I see.
I know you leave at 2, 1:30 was my lunch. I'm gonna go with you to load this and then finish up in here, and then I'll get it on. Hey, sis leaves at 2. I'm gonna finish this stuff up, and then I'll get it. I was gonna get him to pull up in front of the lawnmower.
You good? Yes, sir. Respect.
If you jump to the ethanol side, then that shuts all that down. I mean, because when you're doing these contracts here, when you actually sign these contracts, and you're not knowing, like you said read the contract, okay? If you're not going to read the contract, then if you don't know what to sign, then why sign it? That's what you're saying, right? Right. Okay. So, not everyone reads, like he was saying, not everyone reads that 50-page contract, or however many pages it is. Right. So, therefore, when you actually, when you start to understand what's being done after you have signed that contract. Titles and interest and everything that was done without you knowing, because you didn't know what they were doing. So if you go on to the equitable side and you and you go that route, you can settle most of that if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense, but you gotta know how to facilitate.
Yes, of course.
Different. Yeah, that's a whole different. Yeah.
Would you say that the security deed and the note, would you consider those two like as consumer credit contracts?
Yeah, because what's the first thing they do to get the mortgage? Do they ask you for money, or what they do first in the transaction?
Your signature.
No, okay, after the signature. What's the second do?
They pull your credit.
Right, exactly. So yes, because you volunteer, but they're doing it. They already approved the loan. So the loan meaning whatever credits go on that, whatever credit go on that property, that's already been settled.
So look, check this out. In my federal case, the judge, because I listed as a count, as a charge, that they didn't do that. They didn't put 16 CFR 433.2 within their contract, which rendered the contract null and void. The federal judge came back and said, hey, you can't do that because, you know, you don't have the right of action or something like that to do that. And then I said, okay, well, he was basically saying, hold on, let me finish. I just want to wrap it out.
Okay.
He said, you know, basically, you can list it as like in your premises where you're telling your story, but you can't make it a count. So I was like, okay. So I went back and redid it. So it's like you just letting them know, hey, it's fraudulent. You violated Section 5 of the Federal Trade Commission Act because you failed to put this notice within this consumer credit transaction. That's all.
So all right. So this is what I would do too. Get them to show you when they use the SSA 89 form, right? And that form comes from the Social Security Administration, meaning when you do a mortgage, car note, whatever, that's the form that they have to have you sign. You're supposed to get the original copy to that. They make copies of that and then they try to put it in the document, but you don't want the copy, you want the original. You're supposed to get the original one from the actual aspect of the transaction. And then on the mortgages, under the mortgages, when they file a foreclosure, they're supposed to give you the S3 form. It's a form called the S3 form under the Security Exchange Commission.
S1 and S3 form, I know what you're talking about.
Right.
But see, in those things, it's just really best to ask to go into Discovery Act for equitable accounting. Well, where did this this loan go?
That's what I said. You do a discovery and you ask for a discovery hearing. And in that discovery hearing, you pull all the accounting records out and whatnot like that. And you get them to swear and affirm that under the penalty of perjury.
Orlando, they don't do that.
I know that, but then when they don't want to do it, now you got leverage to say, well, if you have security and valuable interest into the property, what's the problem?
Brother,
That's when you hold them accountable.
Hold on. What was the CFR you quoted? You said it so fast.
I put it in the chat too. This CFR 433.2. No, CFR, Code of Federal Regulation. I apologize.
CFR.
433.2. That's a killer.
What title is it? Title what?
It's Code of Federal Regulation 16 CFR 433.2. Yeah, like a regulation.
Just put it in the chat.
Right. So I put it in the chat. So they supposed to have this, and that's how I be killing them. I put that shit, I just allege that against them. It's a killer. Because,
I know.
Right, so you saying I have to sign, this contract, or we sign contracts, but hold on, y'all failed to meet conditions precedent because y'all supposed to notify me that of my claims and defenses. And it says if you don't have that notice in there, the whole goddamn contract is unfair and deceptive.
Right.
42 fraud. Y'all better get the class. He just gave it to y'all. He just gave it to y'all. Check your information.
I recognize that one. I remember that one. Yeah.
Okay, there it is.
You know what? You got to get into a forensic class. I'm humble
about that equity part.
Thank you.
If y'all notice, I keep saying the same word, right? I keep saying that word volunteer. One of the main maxes in equity is equity will not aid a volunteer. Everybody know that, right? That's a principle. Equity does not render aid. Equity will not aid a volunteer, period.
I know one thing with aid me. Forensic. Are you there? Forensic.
Yes, I'm here.
I paid.
Anybody want any of the books? The books are on my stand store. I'm listening. Yeah, give me a call. You can call me right now.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, if you want to, I'm about to jump off here, so
you're right. Equity won't aid a volunteer, but if you were saying for those misrepresentations, your equity got to kick in because we're the ones who's funding everything. I don't care if their contract say you gotta pay this. No, I'm reversing every goddamn thing like a reverse mortgage.
You gotta prove intent though. You gotta prove that they.
I don't have to prove intent. Only thing I gotta prove is I was the one who funded the transaction. That's it, bro.
There are seven mechanisms of fraud that.
That's going into law, bro. We talking about equity.
It's just like this. All you gotta do is show everything that was fraudulent, with your rights being violated. Do a combination of the both and put them in the 42 with the evidence from the contract they did in the lower court, because the lower court is an administrative court, which means once you put all of their information in, showing that they violated your rights and did some fraudulent things to you, then you can sue them. All right. Move the case. At least one thing I do love about removing the case over the federal court, it stays the case. You can be getting ready to get put out yesterday. Stay the case. So I'm just telling y'all, I only seen one issue where some people violated lady rights out of almost 20 years.
Forensic, I got a question for you. So what if you don't have, like, what if they haven't started the foreclosure yet? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if you got all this information and maybe you under forbearance or whatever the situation is, and they haven't started the foreclosure? Can we be the moving party and be a plaintiff in state court?
No, you don't want to do that.
No. You don't want to do that. Orlando, stop. You don't want to be the party. You want them to file, because then as soon as they file, you can file a counterclaim, right? With all the evidence, then they can't answer. Now, if they do move forward, that's okay. Let them move forward, because now they put you in another situation and violated your right and did not answer the counterclaim. Now you have all the information that you were just talking about and taking and making a federal issue. Everybody that signed and filed a document in that case, they are responsible.
So what I also want to say is this: when you file a claim first, you're the one that got to present all the evidence first.
Wait, not only that, you can't, when they violate your rights, you can't remove that case if you file first. You cannot remove the case as a plaintiff over the federal court.
Well, you can close it up.
You can't move the case to federal court.
No, what you would do is you just close it and just refile it in federal.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you gonna do it, I think the way that I see it is the best.
Yeah, I mean, you could do it that way. It is a smoother.
Yeah, but you gotta go through state court before you go.
You want to have all the information on them. Let them file a case against you. I beg your pardon. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was asking, do you gotta go through state court before you go to federal court?
No, you don't have to, but if you trying to, Orlando, I'm gonna come over there and snatch your phone. If this the best way, the best, you gotta have a great defense. Let them file, because they're gonna file a lot. One thing, look at the Black Law Dictionary. A loan is an extension of money. They're giving you credit. You can use that. You can use the fact. I used on one guy's house. I forgot all about this lawsuit. On this one guy's house, I used the fact that the house went in his name first before they put the loan on there. He actually won, but then he tried to beat me. So, try to beat me, and so I made him lose his case. But
say it again. What happened? What happened?
What I did in the case was I put the case law in. It's a case law for it. Anyway, I just expressed that the house was in his name first before they put the lien on it. Okay?
You try somebody to beat you.
You can't put the house in your name unless they can't put the lien on the house unless the house is in your name first, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, meaning he already owned the house before they put the mortgage in, because he had already signed the papers. You can use it. You get it? You get it. Okay.
Oh, so you trying to say, let me see if I hear you right.
I ain't trying to say nothing. I said it.
What I mean by forensic is that they send you the paperwork they like she's saying 3 days or 5 days before you go to sign the physical documents, they send it to you by you actually signing the paperwork when they send it to your email, right? So when you sign the email, you're actually signing the mortgage at the time when they send you the email, not when you get to the closing table. They just need the physical ink signature to get you to the closing table, but they use the ones they send you by email as the valid document for the actual loan.
But they pass along all e-signatures are just as valid as that wet ink signature. Like, no, they don't need your wet ink signature. They
don't need it, but they actually have you come in to do the wet ink signature.
That's fine, but I'm just saying as far as them needing it, they don't need your wet ink signature due to the laws that they came out with as far as e-signatures go.
Right, that came from COVID. Right.
But listen, y'all. If you get class right now at 100. I let you move forward. So that way you'll know how to speak it. You will know how to say whatever you need to say. Okay.
Okay, so any type of supporting case laws is separate from that class?
I think it is some case laws in there. Now,
Okay.
I got a book that's for $19.99. It was $23 on my stand store to give you some case laws.
Yeah, I might want to get that. Yeah, I'll call you later after the session. I'll call you later because I know you have a day shift and then you have a second shift. People.
Yeah.
Well, I'm about to bounce, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later.
Alando,
Nobody tell you can leave.
thank you. Alando, thank you, sir. Well, good afternoon now.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, because I did.
And you got jokes.
I was
You got jokes, yo.
I love you.
Like the live, gift the live, y'all, because this some good shit.
Alando, I appreciate you.
Me out. All this free information.
Any other help you need, let me know.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Orlando. Thank you, man. We challenged you, and you came through. And forensic, you always are, a godsend. A lot of people with good information here.
Thank you. All right, I'll talk to y'all later.
Okay, see you later. Who's that? Somebody
I'll contact you, Orlando.
Okay,
Yes.
somebody just asked, who is that? Dow's Credit Solutions. In your class, do you teach people how to construct an appellate brief for the higher courts? Let me tell you why I don't really care about those appellate briefs, because I can guarantee you I can go in your state court case and find that they violated your rights and just move the case. When you sue an official for violating your rights, they have issues they have to deal with because you sue them in their official capacity and in their personal capacity, meaning they have to get two different lawyers. So somebody is crossing you in a situation that's damaging you, or they're taking your house, or you possibly being incarcerated. Use what you have to use. Give them a federal case. Because more than likely, what was that? That's pretty. Thank you. More than likely, in the process of the civil case, they're doing something that's showing criminal activity. File your civil case in the federal court. Take the case over to the federal prosecutor and show the crimes that are being committed. It's security's fault. Prove it.
Yes, forensic. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I didn't mean to cut you off there. I apologize. Okay. So I in the past I explained to you about a case I was dealing with that took place on the 31st of January past year, previous year, and where I'm dealing with the officials of them a bunch of violations, and it's going through like the municipal court or whatever it is right now, and I was wanting to talk to you about that. So I was can I message you, or Yeah, that's yes, please.
Go to my website, get a schedule consultation, go to the bottom.
Okay. Yeah, because I've talked to you about it before and I meant to reach out to you.
Wait a minute, somebody said my stand store is empty. Are you sure? Schedule a consultation. The PayPal link and everything is over there. And then I'll help you out. Don't even worry. I mean, I give extras for the consultation. It is $200 for an hour, but I end up helping doing extra stuff, so it'll be worth it. Trust me.
Okay, Francie, I'll definitely reach out to you. Yes. So go to your website. You say?
My website.
Yeah, if you can put that in there.
Here's the website. Y'all need to get in the class. That's what you need to do. Because when I leave, I don't know what y'all gonna do if you didn't get in the class. I'm telling you.
You got the class on your page.
Yes, it's on my it's on my website. That's it right there. See it?
Yes. CaseInvestigators.com.
Ooh, wait a minute. Eric said I agree to. Ever. Intentional infliction of emotional distress. Denial of due process. Okay, good. You probably still need to get in the class. You want to get in the class? Well, it's still $125, okay? I'm glad somebody told me my staff story is empty. Let me go over there. It shouldn't be empty because I put a new book in there yesterday. I'm checking, though. Oh, my goodness. Let's see what's going on here. What is that? Yeah, Title 42, 1983. 85 and 86. Title 18, 241 and 242, okay? Okay, let me get that in check and see what. Password gets changed like every Tuesday. So if you're not finishing that 7-day period, I don't know what to tell you, but one guy, Bill, he was on here yesterday. He said, he told everybody that it was worth it.
I already know it's worth it. I think I got to do the consult with you.
Okay.
I know it's worth it.
That's fine. What was that? One more time. What you need? Tasha? Is it Tasha? Yeah, I guess it is Tasha, huh?
Peace and increase, family.
Peace and increase. Anybody needs to come up on the panel, ask any questions. The questions are free. I got charged with breaking and entering into my own house with my car. I never got none of my stuff back, and that's why I didn't know my title for my car. I never got none of my stuff back, and that's why I didn't know my Title 42, and I know it does work. And you can't papers for a movie to be done about it. Well, just saying, you don't believe it until it happens to you. All right? So if you know how to do the 42, you can help somebody. You can stop them from losing their house and money all at the same time.
I got a question.
I got an answer.
So I got it. The Department of Revenue had suspended my license.
Mm-hmm.
They gave me 30 days to file an appeal, so I did that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I just put in my notice of default and default judgment order.
Mm-hmm.
Now, after it's done, can I still take them federal? Like they be doing us, state and federal crimes?
Hell yeah, they violated your rights, didn't they?
Yeah, sure did.
You got proof in the case, don't you?
Oh, you know I got that.
Okay, there it is. That's all you need.
I was just trying to make sure I could still hit them with that federal after I'm done with them.
Yeah. Go on and get in the class so you make sure you got it right. Because you don't want to file and pay $405 and lose or then dismiss it. So in the class, I'm telling y'all, I got kids.
Places that you can find great open source where you don't have to worry about viruses, Trojans, or anything like that. One is called SourceForge.net. SourceForge.net. You can get so much stuff on there. And then there's another one called AI Agent Directory.
AI Agent Directory.
And there are AI agents that are already formulated. You just, kind of do just a little tweaking for what specific, the name of your business or entity or whatever, and so forth. And in a little bit, very shortly, I will be releasing something that incorporates all of the best so that any type of nonprofit or supporter thereof would be able to be in a space, an entire ecosystem that reduce the cost of what is paid now for your services. I'm saying for the processing platforms or whatever, and it's going to be wonderful. And it is. The name of it is Believe in Unity. But you can't go to it right now because I have not officially put it online. Maybe a day or two or so or something like that. But you will be able to have everything. And if on the bottom, if you don't want to be involved in the whole thing and you just want to have access to the financial aspect of transactions and so forth, then you just pay a fee for a wallet. And if everything's going like it's planned, you'll have like a fractional ownership in the ecosystem. You just pay that one time for the wallet, and you have a wallet forever. Continue doing your transactions and so forth. But yeah, the SourceForge, that's it. The source to start is SourceForge.net. Got that? Source.net.
Got it.
And then here's another one. It is called Product Hunt. Product Hunt. That'll kind of get you ahead of the general crowd because that's a place where developers product hunt.
Com.net.
That one I think is .com. Producthunt.com.
Producthunt.com.
Yes. And what that does, that puts you ahead of the crowd because the developers drop their new AI products and so forth right there. I'm talking about they drop it there. You can check it out and stuff. You can give it an arrow up or an arrow down. You can create your own list of those different things and publish that list of places. You can become an affiliate, and all of that wonderful stuff.
You mentioned AI.
Yes, the AI agents. AI agent directory. You can just put it in there. I can't remember. It's going to come up. It's going to come up. There's so many. Oh man, there's so many.
You're suggesting this as opposed to what forensics using GoDaddy, you think?
Oh, GoDaddy. Oh man. I remember that was the first time with that Website Tonight program back in the day. And after that, I got my own servers. So I host my own stuff. I got total control of my own.
If someone's washing their nose, please
mute. But yeah, see, that's the thing. If you really want control, man, you can get yourself a server. Like there was a panel that I was listening to maybe yesterday, day before yesterday, and those guys are doing stuff that is phenomenal and everything. And it just kind of made me laugh. It's like, yeah, they remind me of myself. Those guys have built a whole ecosystem with their own servers, with their own large language models within their own servers. Within there, they have a 3D building within the space. They have multiple floors, and each expert, as they were saying, each expert in a specific niche, they are on the same floor. whatever that niche is, they have the experts of that niche. They're on that same floor and so forth. Each one has a receptionist, an AI receptionist, the whole nine. You know, and see the different collectives, you know, that are assimilating and congregating. I mean, this is the thing, is that it's bringing us back to our original memory, connecting us back to our original ability and our DNA, our dynamic natural ability. You see, so when we do this and we gather up together, it's a total testament that this conscious reality is the all-seeing eye, or the all-seeing one, that's comprised of a whole lot of little eyes. In school, little pupils, or little ones, little pupils. Well, when I went to school, that's what they call them, little pupils. But I understand, in the pupil, that's the eye. You know, like into little ones, but without the dogmatic thing of, you know, the selfishness or arrogance. I, me, mine. It was a soft way of educating little pupils. So I understand those are our students that we've been gifted with. We got to guard our students and filter what our students get access to. So we don't always have to pay for things, because we paid the dues already. All of us. So they will, just like GitHub, it will allow you to fork it, to add to it, to improve upon it. You know, there's ride on, you see. And with the platform that's going to, everyone that has their nonprofit registered and parishioners and